What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, and we're back again with another Pokemon Pocket video. As you can see here, spoiler cards. That's because there's been a trailer. If you scroll down, oh, it doesn't show it here, but there's an Italian video that like played it out. They did it by accident, apparently. So now we have like all these from the trailers, and so like, why not just go ahead and get started on just theory craft then? Like, this is the fun, this is the part that I really like about Pokemon Pocket the most, is when we get to get a little bit ahead of time, start really thinking about how things play out into the meta that we have currently. So we're going to dive into the best Pokemon partners for the Pokemon that we possibly will see coming. Obviously, if we, more within the set pairs up with them, then we'll try that out. But like with what we do know, let's just have some fun with it. So if you like the vibes, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't click the notification bell button. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on in. So Lugia here, fire, water, a lightning energy. Discard a fire and water and a lightning energy from this Pokemon once you use it. However, you're attacking for 180 damage. So you can partner this up with Ho-Ho here, because 3 colorless is fire, water, and lightning energy from your energy zone, and attach them to your basic Pokemon any way that you like. Lugia EX is a basic EX Pokemon, so that's literally it. 3 turns here, survive, heal up, everything else like that, and then you can then power this up, and then you attack for 180, and then you get to do it again. You can also like potentially attack with this like 2-3 times, and then this now has like all those energies attached to them, and you're only discarding 1 of each and not necessarily all of it, so that's pretty cool. And so I mean obviously I like that, but if we're looking at the cards that we have right now, feels like a good time for Dread to come back, because it takes a fire, water, and colorless energy to attack for 90. And so with this rough skin ability, Rocky Helmet, this is a very good stall mon, so that way you can build up your Lugia up here as well. That also launches the fire, water, and electric energy, so that like really pairs off well. Both use the same energy. You can not power up your Dread, let this go down, and then you have as many as energies as you need, really just taking turns to build this up as much as you can, and then you start attacking that way. So that's really cool to be able to play it out in that kind of sense here, so I do like that. And then we're gonna continue on Ho-Ho EX, where again 3 colors. You're taking a fire, water, and electric energy and attaching them to your basic Pokemon in any way that you like. And I think a lot of this is just you're gonna want to disrupt it by using Sabrina, so that way you don't like let this power up, so that way it could just like be a great ramp. But what other way than Dragonite EX, right? Like another dragon, just being able to take advantage of that, because we have water, electric, and colorless energy here. Obviously Ho-Oh can go with Dread as well too, but what we do is that you put it on Dratini, and then you rare candy into Dragonite EX, and that way you're immediately going into this 180, attacking that way as well, being able to finish off whatever comes next. You also can then power up your baby Dragonite as well too, because you just need then an additional colorless energy in order to attack. You'll already have your water and your electric due to Ho-Ho's ability, so you don't have to worry about that either. So I really like this sense here, that you get to like really just you get to ramp up immediately, right? Like attackers with 3 colorless energy are ready to go, for 4 energy are ready to go, right? So like when we think of a piece like a Snorlax, and this is a basic EX mon as well, but it's 4 colorless energy. Once it gets ramped up, it's now ready to attack that following turn, so you can retreat, attach that energy, and now you're attacking for 130. You're asleep, but you're healing. You have 160 HP. You have your Pokemon Center Lady. You have your lefties. You have your potions. You can even have Iridas now that you have a water energy attached to this thing now as well too. So it just kind of goes crazy. in terms of what you can and can't use here, but like I really like the fact that you can just now power this up, and this thing is already a behemoth, and now you can get away with doing that as well. We're gonna move on to Pichu. For no cost, is Sparkling Throw. So take an energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Now, there's no weakness, no retreat. So it's saying you're going up against a Giratina. You get to ramp essentially for free and start attacking. And so we're gonna see like those bigger mons here, or you can run into other pieces. Obviously, we're gonna see how well this does when it comes to evolving into a Pikachu and evolving into a Raichu. See how that all plays out, since this is basic and Pikachu is the basic. I just would love to get more clarity on how they do that in Pokemon Pocket, or they probably just make new sets of cards where Pikachu is a stage 1 and Raichu is a stage 2 in that sense, but we'll see. But what I really like for this card, especially because this ramp is free, right? Like it's a no cost, here's the ramp. You're going to go into Pikachu EX. I think it's pretty sweet. I think this is pretty sweet because of the mere fact that, like, if you go second, you get to attach the energy on Pikachu EX. That's one. Sparkling Throw puts the second energy, and then you retreat for free. Pikachu EX attached to the third energy. You're attacking for 150 on your second turn of the game. Like, that's cracked. That's cracked. If you're going second and you lead into this, which, you know, random combination of games, you will, and you're already destroying whatever's in front of you. So if they're like starting on EXs, 150 is so much damage. So I really like the speed in which that you get to attack with this as well too. It just taking advantage of the free ramping, and so like this 3 energy attack isn't that bad at all. So let's go on to our next one, Cleffa here. Take a random Pokemon from your deck and add it to the cards in your hand. So essentially you're thinning out the deck, but this is a Psychic Mon, so you're going into Clefairy and Clefable, taking advantage of the Psychic energy. So what better way than to power up a Stage 2 Mon, so that way you're not really worrying about it. Like I'm thinking of Sprigatito, you know, Masquerada decks, they run really well with Decidueye EX. Why? Because you're thinning through the deck. They ran well with Beedrill because you're thinning through the deck. And taking a random Pokemon just means that you're thinning through the deck again. So I love a Togekiss. This feels really fun. This is a great stage 2 non-EX basic that you can get away with attacking 60 into 120, possibly 170 damage with your Cynthia. I feel like this is like kind of long and forgotten, but like it is a very strong powerhouse for just 2 energy. Like you don't know what their Clefable will look like for here, how much energy is going to take to attack here, and so trying to keep low to the ground while still doing massive damage to the opponent is pretty strong in that sense. And then I also like Muana EX here, again a stage 2 psychic energy attacker here, being able to move that up, and then being able to have the Psychic Connect, so that way like once Lunala EX is up front, you have that energy, or you can put the energy that you were using before, move it all around. But I do like this stage 2s, thinning out your deck and getting this much quicker as well, especially for something that's for free, and then putting your energy on your bench so that way you can attack and run away when needed. Gyarados here is an interesting one. HP 130, it's a stage 1, you're going from a Magikarp. Let's see what the Magikarp looks like here as well. It is a shiny, which is wonderful. Really a head nod to the first shiny that you were really able to get in the game. You may discard any number of water Pokemon from your bench. This attack does 40 more damage for each bench Pokemon you discard in this way. So I think this is partnered up well with the Wishy-Washy EX and Wishy-Washy deck, right? Wishy-Washy EX is a basic mon, which allows you to do 40 more damage for every bench Wishy-Washy EX, even if it's just this one Gyarados here that's like on the bench. You're still attacking for 110 damage. Let's say it's just Wishy-Washy EX that's there. That's still very good. Obviously being able to attack for 150 just leads to another game plan here. What's also really nice about this is that this Wishy-Washy puts a random Wishy-Washy X from your deck onto your bench, and therefore you're thinning it, looking for your Magikarp and your Gyarados, being able to thin it out that way. With the introduction of this style of deck, we also got to see things like Fishing Net, which is like pretty sweet. Because once you put a random basic water Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, Gyarados can fish out, no pun intended, but can fish out those Wishy-Washys and Wishy-Washy EXs because they're all water Pokemon, and put a water basic Pokemon and put them back on there. And then you can also use your town elder to pull up those basic Pokemons as well too. So I think that's really, really cool here to be able to do that. Your energy focus is obviously on the Gyarados, and therefore you are attacking, and it's a non-EX, so you're only getting 1 point lost when this thing finally goes down. So I really, really do like that, being able to attack for 140 and then play your 2 Fishing Nets and a Town Elder to attack for 140 the next possible turn, and then you're building up into this Wishy-Washy X, right? Like you can like leave the 2, and it's like it feels pretty sweet. I will also say, I think outside of the Wishy-Washys, I'm gonna go with Palkia for this instance, primarily because you can attack for 1 energy, and I like that, right? Having to discard them, bring them back, you don't want a full energy commitment, but you also want to be able to attack right away once your Gyarados goes down, and Palkia EX is able to do that. And then you can save your Misty, right? Like put Misty back into the meta to then potentially high roll into a Dimensional Storm when ready. However, you've been clearing things for 140, so Palkia will have some time to clean up and then go from there. So I like this in a sense of having a 1 energy basic EX attacker that then builds up later on once the Gyarados finally goes down. So that's pretty sweet. Let me know what your thoughts are on this mod specifically. I really want water to like get back. I love me some Squirtle. I like that. Is if I had a gym, I'd be a water gym. Blastoise is my ace, and so trying to go and get new water decks is fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. So let's see here. We can also have our Umbreon here. I think Umbreon, I mean, this person already ready for us, but there's also some options here, right? So Umbreon, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may switch to one of your bench Pokemon that has damage on it with your active. Your first thought is Greninja here, right? It allows you to do 20. You're just basically using it for its ability to attack the back and go forward from there. You pull it up with Umbreon instead of having to use a Cyrus, and then you're able to attack from there. Crobat here, yes, it only does damage to your active Pokemon, but doing 30 to 110 damage now means that your opponent is not going to want to keep them up there if they're trying to avoid everything. However, you are able to then bring it right back out. So like that's going to be fun to really put pressure, make them have mistakes here. Greninja is going to be really dope in that sense. But as we saw in the comments here, if you just sneak it, Spiritomb is actually going to be pretty sweet. Surrounding Disaster, this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So this allowing you to clear and attack the entire bench in that sense is colorless, but you get to use your Dark Energy and build that up with Umbreon. Really puts you in a good spot because now you have your pick of the litter. 80 HP can turn into 100 with your Giant Cape, so you can still live out a couple of things from there. And then we have Espeon EX here. Espeon, I think, is just going to 140 care. Once on your turn, if your opponent's in the active spot, you may heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. This is everything that Cresselia EX wanted to be. 2 energy attacker, 80, low to the ground, psychic. You're going all in. So I really do like this idea of pairing this up with Sylveon. Evo Harmony 40. This attack does 30 more damage for each evolution Pokemon on your bench. So why not go into the Sylveon EX here as well to just draw into it. So just really taking advantage. This gets to attack for 70. This possibly gets to attack for 30, 30, 30, 90, 40, 130. And then here you're cleaning up things with 80 damage, and then you get to heal as well too. Maybe a little cop out because you're running just more evolutions, but like kind of like, why not, right? Like, why not power that up with the Sylveon? You're attacking 80, 70, and if you want that high damaging attacker, you can finish things off with this Evo Harmony here as well too. But yeah, y'all, let me know what your thoughts are. The Way of the Sky in C possibly coming to us next week in terms of the release date on the 30th. And so if these are the cards, I'm excited. Man, these are going to be a really good fit for everything that we've got, and who knows what other more partner Pokemon would best be here. But yeah, y'all, this was fun. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.